And I just wanted to remind you, the internet is not real life. Like, everyone knows that, but if you're someone who's on the internet a lot, you could be spending upwards of like 8 hours on your phone a day. And when you put that much of your life and energy into something that's not real, it starts to feel real. Snoopy blanket, Snoopy blanket, Snoopy blanket. Like in Jurassic Park. Okay, so it's the end of the day. It's 11 p.m. on a Saturday night. Oh, it's 11 p.m. on a Saturday night, and I woke up at my boyfriend's house. We got donuts and a cinnamon roll and a cold brew. Then we went thrifting. Then we got Mexican food. I also got a slice of triple layer cake to go at the bakery this morning. We did stop and I got a large 30-ounce energy drink at Dutch Bros so we could shop around and I could have some energy. I did also, on my way home from his neck of the woods, go to Dutch Bros again and get another energy drink. So I'm usually at like lights out by 9 p.m. Not fully, but like I like to go to bed early. I like to go to bed early and I like to wake up late, and I like to do both at the same time. Like, I know you're supposed to do like one or the other, but listen, I like to do both. So I've had a lot of caffeine today. Did I buy a bunch of energy drinks online so that I can have them in the fridge? And did I also buy 100 milligram caffeine pills? Yes. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about today, though, is how nothing online actually matters. It's very easy to start to think that this stuff matters, but it doesn't, and let me elaborate, okay? Every time I upload a YouTube video, YouTube tells me how that video is ranking out of the last 10. Sometimes it's number 1 out of 10, and I'm like, woohoo! And then sometimes it's 10 out of 10. And so much of the internet and social media comes down to, if you didn't give me access to that information, it wouldn't even cross my mind to want it. Seeing who viewed your story. Like, yeah, you might wonder, but if you couldn't tell, like if you couldn't know, it would not be that big of a deal. Or seeing how many people liked your post. You probably wouldn't think about it that much if they didn't give you the number. Or how your video is doing out of the last 10 that you did. How many, whatevers it has. How many, like, imagine Instagram, but you can't see who's following who. You can't see how many followers someone has. And I'm at a place in my life where I don't care really about social media. I care about YouTube because I like doing that and it's something I'm passionate about. I like talking about things that are important to me that I think could be helpful to other people. But what matters is connecting with people. And it's so completely possible to do that without focusing on the numbers and the like information overload, but it's so hard to kind of push I don't even know how to describe it. It's so hard to like experience the internet without being exposed to those analytics or those metrics. And I just wanted to remind you, the internet is not real life. Like, everyone knows that, but if you're someone who's on the internet a lot, you could be spending upwards of like 8 hours on your phone a day. And when you put that much of your life and energy into something that's not real, it starts to feel real. If you have a life that's meaningful to you outside of the internet and outside of your phone and outside of social media, it all starts to matter a lot less, because you know that the things that you value in real life are ultimately more important than anything that happens on here. And it's easy to get caught up in so much shit that just does not matter. And it's interesting because it's like the more you're exposed to it, the more you want to keep using it. And I know it's like, oh, the internet is addictive, duh, we know that. But I was even thinking, like, I was online shopping, I had to get my energy drinks, my caffeine pills, and then I'm like poking around on Amazon looking for other stuff that I might want. I caught myself looking at a knockoff Stanley water bottle, even though I have a Stanley water bottle, so why would I need another one? And I was thinking, like, it's almost, the overconsumption of the internet is almost contagious. Like, when you have access to endless browsing, It can make you do so many things that ultimately just waste your time and oftentimes your money too. Just remember that so much of the stuff you see online ultimately does not matter. And people have lived for centuries and centuries and centuries before the internet, and they were able to get by without knowing things like who's doing what with who's doing what with whom, and they were able to get by not thinking about what they look like all the time. I just feel like the internet conditions us to think about so many things that ultimately are not real and ultimately do not matter. I think because I'm 23, I think because Snapchat came out when we were like in middle school and elementary school, I kind of always associate it with that period, which is interesting because I don't as much with Instagram, but I kind of lump it in with like Tumblr and Wattpad. I'm like, we left those things. Those things should not have come with us as far as they have. But anyway, when I had Snapchat, I would be thinking about what I looked like every single time I had to answer someone's Snapchat, which just could be like so many times a day. You just end up thinking about how you look all the time, and it's like, okay, no one should be thinking about that much. No one should be thinking about it as much as we do. If my life starts feeling like it is more on my phone than in real life, that's when things can start getting really messy in terms of like insecurities and mental health and like how wired I feel. And I just know that like having a screen time that's lower always means that I'm in a more peaceful state. So anyway, just remember that like none of that shit matters. Yeah, I think that's all I got today. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, if it even made sense. I'm getting a little tired. Okay.